Hello everyone, and welcome to a Shogun 2 Fall to Samurai multiplayer battle. This is my army. I'm bringing the infantry, the marine. I'm bringing Shogunate infantry and Blackbeard infantry. So I'm quite weak in the infantry department, as you can see. I've also brought 2 units of Katanakachi, trying to mix something up a bit. I got 2 units of Yarikachi right here. Got a Yarikachi right here, which I ran right into the forest to hide. And of course my general. My opponent sent 2 units into this forest of Yariki, unupgraded, and he is going to hide them. He has a lot of Red Bear infantry, and I really don't know why, because he clearly intended them to be used as a pure shoot unit, and the White Bear infantry is actually superior to the Red Bear infantry when it comes to that. Anyway, 1 unit of Red Bear infantry, Spare Levy, Red Bear infantry, Red Bear infantry, Red Bear infantry, this bodyguard, which is a shooter cab, and as you can see, it's a bit low level, so that means he had a lot more funds than I had. He has Spare Levy, Red Bear infantry, Spare Levy, and Red Bear infantry. And he also has 2 hidden units of Yariki, which comes into effect later on. So I split up my katana units, along with my cavalry, and intentions, as you are going to see pretty soon, is to go in here and eventually creep into the forest here and kind of chase away his cavalry. So that's that. The other units go in here to hide and kind of be a reserve unit. Well, not really hide, but just not be visible. Of course he knows about this now. Anyway, he's pushing up and is trying to catch this farmhouse with his Spare Levy, and he's being kind of successful. Meanwhile, I control the shrine, so I've got morale on my side. Of course, I still have the morale general, so it's really not a problem. I scooched up my men a little bit, but as you can see, even with 150 range, they are a bit off, so I'm going to scooch up a little bit pretty soon. But in the meanwhile, I'm taking my Katanakachi, and I have discovered the enemy Yariki. So I'm going to run in and take this place right here and hide my units. He's peeling off some units to try to deal with that. Meanwhile, I'm hitting a Spare Levy, but their job is already done, as you can see right here. Yeah, my opponent's name is alex.schwuchow? Yeah, something like that. I'm sorry I can't pronounce that. It has a lot of S's and W's, and I can't deal with that, sorry. So, my infantry has gotten some shots off in the center, but it quickly retreated. But I'm going to scooch up once more pretty soon. Okay. So, these units are hidden. And pretty soon I'm going to send forward this Yariki and try to detect them for these units right here. But, yep, here we go. But these units are actually way off, and not to mention way off in range, and not to mention that these units weren't even discovered by this cavalry. So that's when it's so good for my opponents. Oh, I'm going to scooch up pretty soon. Come on. Ah, there we go. I got some odd sounds on for the unit movements due to a mod. But I'm getting a lot of shots off of this Red Bear infantry, and some of them is hitting his other unit of Red Bear infantry. And pushing forward with them. And they are almost going to rout before getting off some shots, but they will manage. But only just, as you can see. Meanwhile, he's revealing some hidden cavalry, and I actually managed to surprise them and get a counter charge. And I took this opportunity to make another charge on the other side of the battlefield, going for his kind of off-placed Red Bear infantry, and going after his cavalry and his other set of cavalry. So of course I see his Spare Levy being pulled into the situation, so I'm going to try to retreat, and I'm going to be fairly successful. And instead I'm going to send my Katanakachi in and deal with the Spare Levy, because Katanakachi versus Spare Levy is actually a pure one-side match, almost always, unless they have a very high number of Spare Levy. Meanwhile, on this flank I routed one unit, the one I charged straight into, but the other unit, despite its lack of experience, actually managed to defeat this unit, which was surprising. I think he got some kind of a charge off. Meanwhile, on this side, I'm catching his cavalry off guard and nearly routing them, and I'm killing off his spear levy. And as you can see, my opponent amidst defeats. So, yeah, that was actually a heroic victory. And as you can see right here, this katana grantry was surely going to beat the spear levy. My cavalry had won the fight right here. We were fairly close to doing that. These men were routing. These bodyguard men were the next for my cavalry, or the backs of these men, and cause a rout due to a hammer and anvil charge. In the middle, you can see my units have recently got a spear levy unit routing, and another one is sent up to meet the same fate. And despite that, his line is a bit disorganized, and you can see more units routing in the background. His cavalry did win on this flank, but as you can see, he doesn't really have that many horses left. He has some, but I think that was like 15 or something. And you can do a bit damage with that, but not with the not with my cavalry on the other wing being completely healthy, almost. So what I was going to use this for next, after defeating this wing, is of course wreaking havoc on the center, and you can see which way that was going to go. These men are unupgraded and, yeah, not melee infantry, and he only had one unit left of spear levy, and plus they were going to be routed by my line infantry. So yeah, let's look at the results. So, as you can see, my enemy almost deployed the double amount of troops that I had, but I still lost only 142 guys and killed 514 of my enemy. And as I said, I was already going to slaughter one of the wings, so that would have brought the number up a lot. So you can see I was clearly winning. Anyway, look at the kills. The infantry of the marine got a lot of kills. Only 5 persons are dead. That's quite good. The Yariki got a lot of kills, but they did lose a lot of numbers. I think this was the... No, that was the right wing cav. This was giving support in the charge on the left flank. So you can see my cavalry did fairly well, and my general infantry did fairly well as well. My enemy, well, his cavalry got a lot of kills, and that's about it. So, good game to my opponent. I won't try to pronounce that name once again. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.